My beloved child, there are moments in life that arrive without noise, without announcement, and without any sign that they are coming. They do not knock on the door. They do not send a warning. They simply appear, and when they do, everything begins to change. Today, I need you to listen carefully because this message is connected to one of those moments. A special person has just made an important decision about you. Not yesterday. Not months ago. Not someday in the future. The decision has already been made. The choice has already happened. The realization has already taken place. And what makes this so powerful is that you have no idea how much was happening behind the scenes while you were focused on simply living your life. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. For a very long time, you believed that nothing was changing. You looked around and saw the same situations. The same routines. The same unanswered questions. The same silence. The same uncertainty. There were moments when you wondered whether anyone truly understood your value. There were moments when you felt invisible. There were moments when you questioned whether your kindness mattered, whether your patience mattered, whether your effort mattered. You carried these questions quietly. You rarely spoke them out loud. Yet deep inside, they remained. What you did not know was that someone had been paying far more attention than you realized. This person noticed the things others overlooked. They noticed how you kept moving forward even when nobody applauded you. They noticed how you continued showing strength during moments when giving up would have been easier. They noticed how you remained genuine in a world where many people choose appearances over truth. They noticed your consistency. They noticed your character. They noticed your heart. At first, they simply observed. Then they started thinking. Then they started comparing what they believed before with what they were seeing now. And that is when everything began to change. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. There was a period when this person felt uncertain. They did not know what to believe. They did not know what direction to take. They had questions about you. They had assumptions about you. They had stories in their mind about who you were and what role you might play in their life. But something unexpected happened. Reality began proving those assumptions wrong. Every observation revealed something new. Every interaction revealed something deeper. Every moment brought another piece of understanding. Little by little, the image they carried in their mind started transforming. The person they thought you were was not the person you actually are. The truth was much bigger. The truth was much stronger. The truth was much more meaningful. And once they realized that, they could never look at you the same way again. Think about that for a moment. Some people spend years waiting for recognition. Some people spend years hoping that somebody will finally understand them. Some people spend years feeling unseen. Yet there comes a moment when all the observations, all the details, and all the hidden truths suddenly come together like pieces of a puzzle. That moment has happened. Not for you. For them. They finally see what was there all along. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. What makes this even more powerful is that the decision was not made quickly. This was not a random choice. This was not an emotional reaction. This was not a temporary feeling. This decision was built over time. Every memory contributed to it. Every observation contributed to it. Every realization contributed to it. The more they reflected, the clearer everything became. And clarity is a powerful thing. Once someone reaches clarity, confusion loses its power. Once someone reaches clarity, hesitation begins to disappear. Once someone reaches clarity, decisions become easier. That is exactly what happened. A point arrived when this special person could no longer ignore what they had learned about you. A point arrived when they could no longer pretend that you were ordinary. A point arrived when they could no longer push aside what they truly felt. And at that exact moment, a decision was made. Not because anyone forced them. Not because anyone convinced them. But because the truth became impossible to ignore. You may not see the effects yet. You may not recognize the signs yet. You may not understand what is changing behind the scenes. But change has already begun. The decision came first. The visible results come later. That is how many important moments unfold. The seed is planted before the tree appears. The choice is made before the outcome arrives. The realization happens before the transformation becomes visible. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. There is another detail you need to understand. This person did not arrive at their decision during a dramatic moment. There was no grand announcement. There was no extraordinary event. There was simply a quiet realization. And sometimes those are the strongest realizations of all. Because when understanding arrives quietly, it often arrives permanently. A loud emotion can disappear. A temporary excitement can fade. But genuine understanding remains. That is why this decision matters. It was not created by excitement. It was created by understanding. And understanding creates foundations that last much longer than emotions alone. Right now, you may still be questioning things. You may still be wondering whether anything significant is truly happening. You may still be waiting for proof. That is understandable. But not every important development announces itself immediately. Some developments grow quietly before they become visible. Some answers appear gradually before they become obvious. Some decisions change everything before anyone notices they have been made. This is one of those moments. The person you are thinking about has crossed an invisible line. A line between uncertainty and certainty. A line between questioning and understanding. A line between wondering and deciding. And once that line is crossed, the future begins moving in a completely different direction. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. As this realization settled into their mind, something unexpected happened. They started looking back. They revisited old memories. They replayed conversations. They remembered details they once dismissed. They recognized patterns they had previously ignored. And suddenly everything made sense. Moments that once seemed ordinary became meaningful. Details that once seemed small became important. Experiences that once seemed random became connected. It was as if they were seeing the entire story from a higher perspective. For the first time, they understood the significance of your presence. For the first time, they understood why certain moments stayed in their memory. For the first time, they understood why your influence remained long after individual conversations ended. That realization changed everything. Because once somebody understands your true impact, they can never return to seeing you as insignificant. The old perspective disappears. A new perspective takes its place. And that new perspective becomes the foundation for future choices. Remember this carefully. The strongest decisions are not always the fastest. The strongest decisions are often the ones that take time to form. They develop quietly. They grow steadily. They become stronger with every reflection. And when they finally emerge, they carry enormous power. That is exactly where this special person stands right now. The thinking is over. The questioning is fading. The understanding is complete. And the decision has been made. Stay till the end. Don't skip. Something huge is waiting for you. Because what happens next is not about uncertainty anymore. What happens next is about movement. The realization has already happened. The decision has already happened. And once a genuine decision exists, action eventually follows. You may not know when. You may not know how. But the direction has already changed. The course has already shifted. The story has already entered a new chapter. And the most remarkable part of all? While you were wondering whether you mattered, somebody was discovering exactly how much you do. While you were questioning your impact, somebody was realizing how deeply that impact exists. While you were waiting for answers, somebody was reaching one of the biggest conclusions they have reached in a very long time. A special person just made an important decision about you. And this is only the beginning. A quiet shift has already taken place, and most people would never recognize it if they were standing right in front of it. My beloved child, listen carefully because what you are about to hear is connected to the decision that was made about you. The story did not end when that special person reached their conclusion. In many ways, that was only the beginning. What happened next is the part that changes everything. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. After making that decision, this person could not stop thinking about it. They tried to return to their normal routine. They tried to focus on other responsibilities. They tried to move through their days as if nothing significant had happened. Yet something felt different. Something continued pulling their attention back toward you. Not because they were forcing it. Not because they were searching for it. But because once a truth becomes clear, it has a way of returning again and again until it is fully understood. The more they reflected, the more certain they became. Every memory seemed brighter than before. Every conversation seemed more meaningful than before. Every detail they once overlooked suddenly carried a deeper significance. It was almost as if a hidden picture had finally come into focus. What once looked ordinary now appeared extraordinary. What once seemed small now appeared important. What once seemed uncertain now appeared undeniable. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. There was a moment when this person sat quietly with their thoughts and realized something that completely surprised them. They realized that your presence had affected them far more than they ever admitted. They realized that your influence had reached places they never expected. They realized that certain choices they had made, certain perspectives they had adopted, and certain hopes they had developed were connected to you in ways they had never fully acknowledged. That realization stopped them in their tracks. Because sometimes people believe they understand their own story, only to discover that an important chapter has been shaping everything from behind the scenes. That is exactly what happened. They began connecting dots that had been scattered across time. They began seeing links between moments that once appeared unrelated. Piece by piece, the picture became impossible to ignore. And the picture always led back to you. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. What makes this revelation even more remarkable is that it arrived when they least expected it. They were not searching for a major answer. They were not planning for a major realization. Yet there it was, standing clearly before them. A truth they could not dismiss. A truth they could not forget. A truth that carried enough weight to change how they viewed the future. For a long time, they believed they had already figured everything out. They believed they knew exactly where their path was heading. They believed they understood which people mattered and which people would simply pass through their story. Then reality surprised them. You were not a passing chapter. You were not a temporary thought. You were not an ordinary memory. You became something far more significant. And once they understood that, their perspective changed forever. Imagine standing in front of a door you have walked past 100 times. Imagine believing there is nothing special behind it. Then one day the door opens, and you discover something extraordinary waiting on the other side. That is how this realization felt to them. The truth had been there all along. The value had been there all along. The importance had been there all along. Yet only now could they truly see it. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. As days passed, something else happened. Their confidence in the decision began growing stronger. Instead of fading, it expanded. Instead of weakening, it deepened. Instead of becoming uncertain, it became clearer. That is important. Temporary emotions often fade. Temporary excitement often disappears. Temporary curiosity often moves on. But genuine understanding grows stronger with time. And that is exactly what happened here. The more distance they gained from the moment of realization, the more convinced they became that the decision was correct. Every reflection strengthened it. Every memory supported it. Every insight reinforced it. At some point, they stopped asking themselves whether the decision was right. They started asking themselves why they had not realized it sooner. That question changed everything. Because when somebody moves from uncertainty to certainty, their energy changes. Their focus changes. Their expectations change. Their vision of the future changes. And that is precisely what has been happening. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. There is something else you need to know. This person has started paying attention to signs they once ignored. Small moments now stand out. Certain memories now return unexpectedly. Certain thoughts now appear without invitation. It is as though their mind keeps reminding them of a truth they can no longer escape. The remarkable thing is that these reminders arrive naturally. They are not forced. They are not planned. They simply happen. A familiar memory appears. A meaningful detail returns. An important realization resurfaces. And every time it happens, the same conclusion becomes stronger. The decision was real. The realization was real. The significance was real. And you were at the center of it. Think about that carefully. While you were living your life, wondering what tomorrow might bring, someone else was discovering just how important your role has become within their own story. While you were questioning whether anything significant was changing, something significant was already changing. While you were waiting for answers, answers were already forming. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Now we arrive at a moment that few people ever talk about. After a major realization comes anticipation. After understanding comes expectation. After a decision comes the awareness that something new is approaching. That is where this person finds themselves now. They sense that a new chapter has begun. They sense that things cannot remain exactly as they were. They sense that the future is asking for movement. And that awareness grows stronger every day. What once felt distant now feels closer. What once felt impossible now feels possible. What once felt uncertain now feels increasingly clear. The decision they made about you was not the end of a journey. It was the beginning of one. And beginnings carry extraordinary power. Because every great story changes the moment a new chapter starts. Every great journey changes the moment a new direction is chosen. Every great transformation changes the moment a new perspective is accepted. That moment has already arrived. The decision has already been made. The understanding has already been reached. And the future has already begun shifting because of it. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. As this chapter continues unfolding, one truth remains impossible to ignore. The person who made this important decision about you is no longer seeing you through old assumptions. They are no longer viewing you through uncertainty. They are no longer looking at you through doubt. They are seeing you through understanding. And understanding changes everything. It changes how people remember. It changes how people think. It changes how people choose. It changes how people move forward. That is why this moment matters so much. Because once genuine understanding enters the picture, possibilities begin appearing where limitations once existed. The path ahead may still be hidden. The details may still be unknown. The timing may still be unfolding. But one thing is already certain. A special person made an important decision about you. That decision continues growing stronger. That realization continues becoming clearer. And the story is moving towards something neither of you could fully see before. Stay till the end. Don't skip. Something huge is waiting for you. And the next chapter will reveal why this decision was only the beginning of something far greater than anyone expected. A remarkable truth is beginning to rise to the surface, and this part of the story may be the most surprising of all. My beloved child, if you have stayed this far, listen with your full attention because what comes next is connected directly to the important decision that was made about you. The special person we have been talking about has reached a place they never expected to reach. A place where ignoring the truth is no longer possible. A place where pretending nothing has changed no longer works. A place where every path forward seems to point toward the same realization. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. There comes a moment in every important story when understanding transforms into conviction. Up until now, this person had been reflecting. They had been observing. They had been connecting pieces together. But now something deeper is happening. Their certainty is becoming stronger than their doubts. Their confidence is becoming stronger than their questions. Their awareness is becoming stronger than the old assumptions they once carried. This is not a small shift. This is the kind of shift that quietly changes the future. Because once somebody becomes convinced of something meaningful, their actions begin aligning with that belief. Their attention changes. Their priorities change. Their expectations change. Even the way they interpret ordinary moments begins to change. And all of it traces back to the decision they made about you. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. What surprised them most was not the realization itself. What surprised them most was how often you continued appearing in their thoughts afterward. They would be focused on something completely unrelated, and suddenly a memory connected to you would return. They would be thinking about future plans, and somehow your presence would appear in those thoughts. They would remember conversations, moments, impressions, and details they had not thought about in a very long time. At first they dismissed it. Then they noticed it. Then they began questioning why it kept happening. Eventually they discovered the answer. The reason was simple. You mattered more than they realized. That answer changed everything. Because once somebody understands that another person has become deeply significant within their story, it becomes impossible to return to the old perspective.